Lauren, how are you today?
Hi, Dr. S. I'm great. How are you? Are you reading upside down?
Oh my gosh, I think I was. I guess I wasn't reading critically. Well, I guess we'll talk about critical reading next week, right?
Ooh, you know what? It looks like I'm reading upside down too. It looks like we should, huh? Well, yeah, let's talk about that next week. What should we talk about this week?
Well, this week, we just read awesome essays by our students. And so we talk about oh my gosh, we have a next essay. Are you exhausted already from the first one?
I can't believe we have another one. Oh my goodness, But I guess that's the way it is with writing. We just got to persevere and keep going because the more we practice, the better we get.
That's so true. So why don't you tell us about how we're going to practice? What's the next essay going to be like?
Absolutely. So last week we wrote a personal essay where we got to explore our thoughts and our feelings that were based on our experiences, whether, something we experienced firsthand or something that we observe in the world around us. We didn't need to consult anybody else, but this week, and we are going to be preparing to write an informative essay, which is a very different kind of essay. An informative essay allows us to be reporters, and instead of talking about what we think and feel, we are talking about what other people think and feel. We're becoming part of a larger conversation on the topic. So we are exploring the question of why do other people think this is a topic of concern? And the answer will come from the web text sources on page 1.3. What do you think, Dr. S?
I think that's really interesting. So no longer will I be talking from my point of view, because if I just use I don't invite my readers in. So I'll be using the third person. And then also I'll be not just giving my experience as the expertise, but I'll be using research and other experts that we find in the web text to help me prove my points. Is that kind of it?
Absolutely. I think so, Dr. S, because when we write an informative essay, we are becoming scholars. We are becoming participants in a conversation about a topic, and we need to show that we have read and we are knowledgeable about what other people are saying.
Okay, well, that makes total sense. So this week, my biggest job then, as a writer of the informative essay, is to get informed, to read the sources in the web text and think about the reasons that I'll discuss in my formative essay and find some information, facts from other people who are within the field to help me support my ideas. Is that right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You're reporting on what you read. You don't have to interpret it. You don't have to make it up. You are simply reporting on what you read.
Okay, marvelous. And I think I'm pretty certain that the web text chapter 4 is going to guide us through that, correct?
Absolutely. So it's really, really important that we pay attention to all of the guidance that chapter 4 gives us, especially that section that shows us what the essay should contain. Dr. S, can we take a look at that together?
Yeah, let's do that right now. So the essay, the great news is you see in 4.3, it tells us exactly what the essay is going to contain. And what is so exciting, Prof. Lauren, is that it's really exactly what we practiced and did in the personal essay. We'll have an introduction that will end in a one-sentence thesis, just like before, with three reasons about what we're informing our readers about. And then we'll have body paragraphs that follow with topic sentences and good transitions, and a conclusion, just like we did before. So if you look here on the directions, we're going to be using the third person point of view, but criteria 2, 3, 4, and 5 and 6 are exactly the same as our last essay. So that's really great news. And the same thing with the formatting. Right, Prof. S? It's the same thing. We have our beautiful cover page. That's the first impression. We have our perfect formatting. And so what is the major difference here?
I think the major difference is the question that we're going to answer. So in the personal essay, we said, why is this topic important to us? Now we have to explain, why do other people think this topic is worth writing about?
That makes total sense. So that's why we're reading this week, getting our information, so that we're ready when we go to write our paper. We'll be informed by others. And what's the other exciting difference about this paper than the personal essay in terms of how we're writing it?
We're going to be writing in the third person. So all those eyes are out the window. All that great practice you've been doing in the discussion board, time to put it to the test.
And we're also having the great opportunity to revise this paper because a draft is due in week 5. Although draft means you've really thought out and got a good paper. But then you and I will be responding to these papers and everybody gets to revise them and resubmit them in week 7.
Absolutely. So we can make all the mistakes we want. The point is just to learn how we work with other people's ideas and how do we write a good informative paper. The skills we're going to need when we write our stance essay later on. But we'll talk about that
later,
another day.
So wonderful. Well, thank you, because now I really understand the paper a lot better. Thank you so much for that marvelous conversation. And next week, we'll learn to read the right way, correct? So
I think that's a good idea. We definitely need to practice.
We'll tune back to critical reading skills because clearly we need them. So thanks so much.
Absolutely. Bye. Bye, Dr. S. Bye, everybody. Thanks a lot.